Hi, it's Kat from Elevate. Welcome to my channel where we talk about recovering from toxic relationships and regaining self-love and self-esteem. Today's topic is going to be not fixing men, how to not fix men or try to fix other people. So this could be men or women, but for the most part it tends to be women who are trying to fix men as we've just sort of grown up with this kind of concept that we have to help other people. So before I get into any topics today, I just want to say I am back. It's been a long time, and the entire summer I've been traveling in Europe, and I've also been doing a lot of dating and kind of keeping busy. So I took a nice long break from doing my videos to get more into the field, you could say, with the dating and everything else. And now I've come back with a lot of different thoughts and ideas about interpersonal relationships, dating, men and women dynamics, and all of these types of things. So I'm going to share all that with you now that I'm back, and I'll be making videos on a more regular basis. So just to start out about men and women. So men, often grow up with this idea of they have to be independent, they have to be self-sufficient. That's a learned behavior that men learn that they are supposed to be able to do things on their own. And women are sort of their support system, let's say. So the woman, the mother of a family, is often the one who's orchestrating a lot of things, and she's supporting that man while he goes out and he achieves the things that he wants to achieve. And there's nothing wrong with that concept. I think that there are some really great ideas about men and women and the dynamics between them that really is like biological. So it's something that, we cannot ignore, right? It's a biological thing. So I believe like a woman, can be supportive of a man, but then there's this level that a lot of women get into this, it's almost like a slippery slope, right? Where they start to try to fix the man. So, a man is an adult, right? He's an adult that you're dating or you're in a relationship with, or you're maybe married to this person, and he's an adult. So you can't treat him like a child. You can't treat him like someone who needs another adult to control or make decisions for him. And this happens a lot in toxic marriages and relationships, right? So the woman kind of like starts to orchestrate too much. Instead of just being the supporter, like his biggest cheerleader, she starts to make decisions for him. She starts to tell him, you need to do this, you need to do this. And then if he doesn't do those things, she's angry at him, right? And there's this sort of like process of disappointment that comes along where now, when he doesn't do what she wants, every time she's disappointed. So, there's this slippery slope that begins with this dynamic. The dynamic begins as the woman is sort of forcing or pushing the man into doing something. Now, this could be, she's into self-help and she wants him to be into self-help. She's into, some sport and she wants him to be into that. Or he could also do the same, want her to be into something that she's not. And it's kind of like, this is where it starts. It starts in a controlling kind of dynamic where we're not allowing people to just be who they want to be. People need to just be who they are. So if you really respect someone, if you really love someone, if you're really, you know, let's say in a loving relationship that's got an equanimity, right? It's an equal partnership. You have to let that person be who they are. That doesn't mean you can't help them if they need help. If they ask for help, especially, you do want to help them. But if they're not asking for help, and this is what women often do, then the guy's not asking for help, and the woman jumps in and she says, well, I know better. Well, I'll help you with this. Oh, you need to do this kind of therapy. You need to go to a therapist. You need to go to YouTube and look at these kind of videos because that's what I see happening. Even if you understand psychology like I do, even if you're very observant of people and human behavior, when you see it in a partner or someone that you're with, you can't go about it that way because the person that you're going to talk to is just going to wind up being defensive. And that's what happens with a lot of men. Like, first of all, they feel like I'm a man. I can handle this. Like, this is my job, like to take care of myself and to be able to take care of you as my woman as well. So it's like sort of an emasculating thing to sort of tell a guy, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. And then it also like reminds him of his mother and, it doesn't make him feel good. So for men, for the most part, men want respect and they want to be admired. So if you respect and admire a man, that's going to fill his cup. That's going to make him feel loved. That's like how men mostly feel loved. So if you don't respect a man and you don't admire that man, or you constantly make him feel like he's disappointing you, then that love is not going to happen. That feeling is going to fade. He's always going to feel like he can never love you or be loved. It's not going to work because that's just the way that men are. And so women are different. Women are more like, well, I help everybody. Like, I help my friends, I help my family, I help my kids. I'm going to help him as well. And you can, to a point, like I said, you can to a point be supportive. You can to a point, if he asks for help especially, say, I can help you with this. But there's a point that you don't go past. There's a point where, especially if he's not asking for any help, you don't go there. Let this guy, whether he's your husband or he's your boyfriend, let him solve this problem on his own. Maybe, you throw a couple hints here and there. Maybe you send him like one video if you want to or something about this topic. But if he doesn't bite, if he doesn't go ahead and take the initiative, like let's say he's having a personal issue. If he doesn't go ahead and read a book about it or go to someone to talk about it or do all the steps to do it, and he doesn't want your help, there's nothing you can do. He has to figure this out on his own. He's a grown man. He's not a boy, right? So if he has the maturity to be an adult in an adult relationship, he should be able to handle interpersonal problems, his own problems, problems between the two of you, problems in the relationship. And again, you can be a supportive cheerleader. You can be there for him. You can, but the best way to do that is to actually reinforce your belief in his abilities. So it's like, I believe that you can do this. I believe that you're strong enough, that you are capable, that you are able to, and I respect you so much and I admire you because I know you're capable to do this. And in that respect, he rises to the occasion and he's able to complete the task, to do the things that he needs to do or wants to do to change his life or the relationship. And, he's victorious, right? So your best bet, instead of telling him how to do this, is just sort of instilling your respect and admiration and your confidence in his abilities so that he feels he can do this and that he'll figure out a way, right? Because he, as being a man, that's like the biggest thing he wants. He wants your respect. He wants your admiration. So when you figure that out, when you figure out how to, show him that you trust, that he will bring you to the right place, that he will figure out what he needs to figure out, that he will solve his own problems, giving him that boost is what he needs to accomplish it, as well as, you know, like keep the love flowing between the two of you, keeping the dynamic healthy between the two of you. It's it's when women try to fix, when they try to control how a man's fixing his own problems, when the woman tries to tell a man, you've got to do this, you've got to do this, and, you know, why didn't you do this and why didn't you do that? Then this becomes like almost like a power struggle, and also it becomes a slippery slope because, like I said, the guy is going to fail at doing every single one of these things you say he's got to do. He's not going to do every one of those things correctly, right? Because it's not coming from him. It's your decisions. It's what you decided he should do to fix his problems. And because of that, not only is he going to disappoint you and quote unquote fail at some of those things, but he's also going to resent you, because he's going to resent the fact that you're telling him what to do, that you're telling him how to fix. You know, let the guy be a man. A man knows how to handle his own stuff. And if he doesn't know how to handle his own stuff, he's not a man, he's a boy, and maybe you need to rethink who you're with. So I think, just in summary, this idea of women coming in and trying to fix is very common. Women are fixers in general because they like for everybody to be, let's say they like everything to be peaceful. They like for relationships to be peaceful and resolved, problems to be resolved. And a lot of times women can figure out how to fix the problem very easily. But the issue is you can't fix it for that man, because then he doesn't get the self-esteem and the confidence in himself if you're the one who's fixing it for him. And he'll also, like I said, stumble and fall because you're the one dictating, you need to do X, Y, Z. Now you didn't do it right. And like criticizing him. But that wasn't his plan anyway. So let the guy do his own plan. Let the guy do his own thing. Let him figure it out. He can figure this out. He's an adult. You know, and if you're with this person, you need to have confidence in this person. You have to have respect for this man, and you have to have admiration for this man, and let him be the man. Let him do what he has to do for himself instead of you trying to control, because it's very emasculating for a woman to tell a man what to do and how to do it, you know, when he's perfectly capable of doing these things on his own. So I hope this helped today, and definitely put some comments below. Let me know what you think, what your experiences have been in these types of situations.